Hey guys, I got the URUAV UR85 HD. This is a ready-to-go Cinewhoop right out of the box. We're rocking a Caddx Turtle and some powerful brushless motors capable of 1 to 3S batteries. So, let's learn more about it. Today I've got the UR85 HD by URUAV. Let's take a look. Now, it did come in this nice little carrying case, which is pretty darn awesome. I really like when they do that. Now, right off the bat, I want to tell you one thing. This is basically the same internal components as the Mobula 7 HD. So you kind of keep that in mind. When I say that, we're talking about the flight controller. This is an F4 Crazy Bee version 2. Which some people have had issues binding in D16 mode. Highly recommend when you bind this thing, you bind it in D8 mode. And by the way, these Crazy Bee boards, one thing that is nice is you can go into the CLI, type bind, and it'll bind right up. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the things we got on board here. We've got 1102 9000 kV motors. That should give us plenty of pop. I think this thing will perform a little bit better in terms of acro than a lot of other Cinebees or Cinewhoops out there. Now we've got the Caddx Turtle V2 camera, which is nice, which means you can then record HD footage. It is connected to a video transmitter that you can switch from 25 to 200 milliwatts, so that's pretty awesome. Alright, so let's talk about this Caddx camera, because that's really what makes this thing different. That means you can fly FPV and record HD footage, 1080p at 60 frames a second. That's pretty darn awesome. And we've got a little spot in here for your SD card. So that's how that works. That's really what kind of sets this thing apart from the others. Now, some people don't like the field of view, specifically the horizontal field of view this way, not being quite enough, or what they're used to flying quads like these, right? Or even larger quads like these. So that is a little bit of a drawback. But again, this isn't really built to be a flip it through the air acro style quad. This is something you're going to get awesome HD footage that you really can't get with other quads. So what else do we need to know about this? We've got XT30 connector, which is awesome because it does come with a battery. We'll check that out in a second. We've got the lead here, so if you want to change settings on your Caddx Turtle, you can do that. Make sure you tuck that in before you fly. Okay, so let's see what else we got in the box. They did provide you with a battery. Now this is nice. This is a 3-cell or a 3S battery. It's a 300 milliamp hour. It is a 4.3 high voltage battery, 40 to 80C. So that is nice. I got this guy already charged up, ready to go. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got some instructions on how to bind. We've got a controller to change the settings on our Caddx Turtle. And we got some extra props, screwdriver, battery holder, things like that. Awesome. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing and how it compares to some other similar quads. First, let's stick it on the scale. Checking in at 53 grams. Let's compare that to probably the closest thing I've got. That's the Beta FPV 85. That's 76, so it's a lot lighter than that. And then we've got the iFlight Cinebee here at 67. So those are fairly comparable. We dropped the battery on board. Let's see, all up battery, 52, 70, 75, right? So this thing is pretty darn light, actually. So it should perform pretty well. Now, this is probably my favorite current URUAV quad. That's the UR65. That's checking in only 22 grams. But again, no HD camera on this thing, so it is of course going to be lighter, and it's obviously a lot smaller. This is an 85 millimeter quad here, the UR85 of course, and then the UR65 much smaller, and of course 65 millimeters from motor post to motor post. Alright. Now sadly I can't get my Caddx filter on here without removing some of this canopy, so I'm going to fly it first without before I do that and see how it goes. But yeah, let's get this thing outside and get it in the air. You're going to enjoy my very first flight here with this UR85. It's a short one, so don't blink or you're going to miss it. I get to take off here. Now I'm flying this on 3S battery that it came with first. As kind of around the corner here, I hit a little branch and whoops, there's that tree. And yes, I'm stuck. So I'm going to go get a broom, get it out, and we're going to try this again. But yeah, you know, everybody makes mistakes, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm a professional pilot by any stretch of the imagination. So I started flying quads, camera quads, things like the DJI Phantom 3, and then I kind of converted to some of these racers. So I am not a honed FPV pilot. I'm still working on my skills. We're going to call that growth mindset. I am getting better. I can do some acro, and you'll see that here. But you know, this is my first flight, second flight on this 3S battery. Now, I probably should have checked the camera angle because it was tilted pretty much to the max, which means I had to fly faster to kind of see what I was doing. And really what I wanted to do was do some sweeping shots around these trees. And I'm just kind of getting used to this angle and this drone and this battery and all of that. So you can see I do like this. Ooh, there's some more shrubs. I do like this camera. The colors are pretty crisp, pretty clear. Now there is no microphone, which, you know, that's okay. That's different than some of the other Caddx camera combos. But really, the motors just sounded terrible. It was like a swarm of angry bees. Maybe even worse than that. So yeah, you can see my first battery pack here, not so great. But that doesn't mean this thing isn't a lot of fun. I really do like it. I've actually flown it quite a bit since this flight. And, you know, I like the 3S battery. It just really flies nice and smooth. Now, I am going to get a little bit, that was washout there. That was yaw washout, which is going to happen from these ducted quads. It just seems to, you know, cause some interference. Now, I'm going to switch over to a 2S battery here. This is a 2S. Now, I've adjusted the camera angle so it's a little bit smoother. And actually, you can see I'm doing a little bit better for sure. Not as much power with that 2S, but still plenty to do some flips and some rolls and some things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do some twists and rolls. Now you do see a little bit of jello, and I do have some Caddx filters, ND filters, both an ND8 and an ND16. And I'm going to really put those to the test, but I already know that they do kind of eliminate some of this jello, especially on bright sunny days. Now the 2S battery doesn't have quite the power that the 3 did, so kind of recovering from some of these spins isn't nearly as smooth, but it's still pretty darn doable. So you want to fly in 2S or 3S, you know, that is certainly up to you, but it can handle either or both. But really, I do like this thing. The Cinebees, I'm sorry, the Cinewhoops, like the Cinebee from iFlight, or that Beta 85X, lots of fun. And I'm going to have to say this is my favorite. You can do a little bit more. It is the lightest of the 3. And you know what? It's just a whole lot of fun to fly. So if you're looking for something fun to fly, you want to get some crisp footage, footage that you can't really get with anything else, this is definitely something to look into. You know, if you want to fly through your house and get a cool tour with a small little drone, this is something you can do that with. So, you know, definitely worth checking it out. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you check us out on halfchrome.com. And we're writing for the Drone DJ as well. Hey, good luck to you and happy flying.